Hello and welcome to my channel. So today's audio/video is about reading, and I'll be reading some of my works, which is mainly stories. If you want me to read some books that are actually published, just comment them down below and maybe I'll read them in the future if you like some of this stuff. And if you have any, sort of advice or help or opinions about how I do these things and how I can improve them, also put them in the comment section down below because I do want to get better. So without any delay, let's get into it. So the story that I'm gonna read today is titled Hesitation. I'll give a little sort of synopsis about it. It's about racing. The idea was about racing, and alright, let's get into it. Hesitation. Prologue. Fear. How? How did I end up here? Sitting in a racing seat of a tuned-up sports car, looking at a guy in a hoodie standing on the white dotted lines of the road, checking if everyone is ready for the race. A race that I'm in. My heart is beating like crazy. I'm taking deep, fast breaths, like someone who is on the verge of passing out. I look to my left, on the other side of the lane. Oh, on the other lane. I see the other guy racing against me. He's calm in his car, relaxed, and so sure of this race. I guess he's used to it. I can't do this. I should just jump out the car and run away. Save me from the shame of losing, of making a fool out of myself. I try to calm down. How did I get here? I need to calm down. Think. Chapter 1. Problems. Getting familiar with the roads in this country is a slow process. Cars driving on the wrong side and the slower speed limit. I guess that doesn't matter much to us sitting in the driver's seat of a 335 horsepower souped up sports car feels different from anything else I've driven before. The modifications done to it doesn't change much because I'm just cruising on the highway in the middle lane having the sun setting on the horizon. A routine that's tailor-made for a calm ride. A peaceful one. But someone's voice echoes into the silence. You know that the right lane is open, right? Ryuzaki's smooth Asian voice sounding a mix between annoyed and confused. I check the right side mirror and see the lane is dead empty. I reluctantly switch lanes into the faster lane. What's the difference, really? Like, we're still gonna reach the place, I ask indifferently to needing to change lanes. Nothing wrong with cruising. Taking a calmer ride isn't wrong, but getting tailed by a car behind you and sticking to the car in front of you feels... I don't know what you'd say, but I'd say it's boring. You have an FC, a tuned-up FC. Drive it like one. Ryuzaki's answering like a parent, calmly scolding an adolescent child. In response, I drop a gear down from 5th to 4th and step on the accelerator. The Wankel engine in the car screams excitedly. The car accelerates forwards and the G-force firmly plants me into the racing seat. There we go. Hear that engine rev up. Ryu laughs in his usual reserve laugh as he says that. A proud owner of a car getting giddy. Getting giddy from the engine revving. I keep accelerating until I hit 160 kilometers an hour, and I cruise there. The cars I was tailing before are now gone. Not even their headlights are seen in the rearview mirror. It's fun, isn't it? To go faster than you're allowed, to do the things that they won't let you, and being able to enjoy a thing that most people won't ever feel. Ryu continues. Cars, this sport, this hobby, is more than just driving, more than just what we can see. Most people see the big engines, the fast cars, hear the revs, the cars screaming like beasts. But it's more than that to me. I give Ryuzaki a glance, see him look out to the sunset, his face shining from the sun's golden hour. I'm taken aback by him all the time. It shouldn't surprise me. The white dragon, or is more than just a racer chasing the fastest speed, the fastest times. He's looking for something, and driving is how he searches for it. Whatever it is, the car's atmosphere is not dead silent, the hum of the engine being the background noise. But again, his voice breaks the silence. There's a PA up ahead. I need to use the toilet. We're way ahead of the rest of the group. We can rest there for a bit and I'll drive afterwards. I hit the signal and slow down for the exit. Chapter 2. The Room. The drive is awkward. Usually, Ryosuke would listen to his own music through his headphones, allowing me to play some music on the car's sound system, but he isn't listening to his music. He's been silent, which is normal, but this feels different. Funny thing, if you had given it all on that pull you did before, you would have realized this thing is slower than usual. I say nothing, just confused at the statement. I guess he's right. It did feel a little off. I tuned it down to 260 horsepower. It's made for the up and coming races. The mountainous routes, they're better handled with less power. Plus, I'm racing downhill. The silence creeps back in. It feels like he's talking to ghosts rather than me directly. Something I realized. His voice breaks the silence once more. You tend to do the speed limit, like what I'm doing right now. I look over at the speedometer and it reads 100 kilometers an hour, the speed limit. But look outside. Look to the road, with barely any cars. I look at the long straight roads illuminated by street lights. The night rarely has anyone driving on these highways. But some people still stick to the rules, stick to something that just confines them. But for people like us, with the potential that is more than what the rules allow, we should be free. As he says that, he drops from fourth to third and steps on the accelerator. The entire 260 horses within the engine unleashed push me back into the seat. The turbo in the engine whines with the pull. My eyes lock onto the speedometer, watching the arrow rise through the speeds terrifyingly fast. He shifts into fourth, then fifth. Each time the turbo whistles from the past and screams again. My heart starts to race. We're reaching 200 kilometers an hour. I can feel my face turn in concern, but a part of me makes the corner of my lips curl in an awkward smile. Ryu is cool as a cucumber, a regular of the speed. Do you know the difference between you and me and Suki? I shook my head. He doesn't turn to me, but he continues. Me and him, we see an opportunity, a slight gap, a slight mistake by our opponent, a slow shift, a late break into a corner. We take it. No matter how small, we take it with everything we've got, whether with brains or with bronze. We're going so fast, we start running into some traffic again. Groups of cars stuck within the rules. The rearview mirror flashes from the headlight, reflecting from the rear. A small laugh escapes Ryu's stoic face. Me and him are true racers, like the other people we race. True opportunists. The car that was the source of the headlights in the rearview mirror flies past us and starts weaving in the traffic. A Mazda RX-7 FC model in a bright yellow color. Tsukiyama's car. Watch this, Ryu says, and he starts following Tsukiyama and weaves into the traffic. His eyes starts to turn animal-like. Rule of thumb. If someone's in front of you, you chase them. If someone catches up to you, you speed up. Chapter 3. Fire up the heart. I'm leaning against the doorframe, trying to keep my sickly body upright enough to wave Ryu and Tsukiyama off. They have their first race in the area tonight. I see outside in the cold and barely lit driveway, the two FCs parked and the team's van filled with tools and spare parts. Ryu sees me sulking around the entrance of the house we rented. He walks over to me. You sure you don't want to go? It'll be a shame if you miss out on tonight's race. Another voice rings out through the quiet night air. You should really come. You're not sick enough to sit this one out. Tsukiyama shouts with his usual brashness. Ryuzaki clears his throat. You should reconsider. You really don't want to miss this race. His eyes stares into mine, wanting me to say yes, but the headache and fever wins over me. No, I say with a weak tone. He nods and waves me away as he walks to his car. The engine startup fills the atmosphere. The driver's side window rolls down. Make sure you listen to the checkpoint's audio, he says to me. But I don't have a radio, though. Before I can say anything to correct him, he speeds off. I sluggishly stumble back into my room and promptly fall into bed. Despite the raging headache and the fever, I try to fall asleep. It should help me recover. This fever came out of nowhere. I cursed myself and the sickness before lulling to sleep. A few hours later. Check. This is checkpoint 1 at the start. Hello? This is checkpoint 2 at the consecutive corners. This is checkpoint 3 at the long straight away before the next few corners. Checkpoint 4 ready at the corners. Checkpoint 5 here at the long winding straight before the underpass. Checkpoint 6 ready at the finish line just past the tunnel. Does everyone copy? The staticky voice jolted me from my sleep. Hazy and dazed, I look at the clock trying to read what time is it, barely being able to read in the dark. It reads 12 midnight. The race. I rush to the source of the staticky voices. A radio placed under a spare pillow on the floor. I put the radio at a loud enough volume and lay on the bed and listened intently. They were counting down to the start of the race. I could hear them count down in 3, 2, 1. What a start. Both of them are neck and neck off the starting line, and it seems that the white ghost pulls ahead. What? I think to myself. No way. Checkpoint 2. They should be in your sector. Checkpoint 2 here. They're just about to reach, and the sound of the engine shifting down gears and tires screeching. Tires screech. The ghost is in the lead, but Ryuzaki's tailing him. They both nail the corner, flying past. I never seen Ryuzaki go this fast. I can hear my heart beat out of my chest. The image of Ryu racing like his life depends on it is the terrifying one. The silver dragon firing up. Checkpoint 3 here. It seems like Ryuzaki did not overtake in the straight. The ghost is still in the lead, but barely. I think Ryuzaki is tailing the ghost for these parts on purpose. What is he trying to do? I think to myself. Is he mocking the guy? This doesn't sound like him. They're going into the next few corners. Checkpoint 4. Checkpoint 4 here. They're neck and neck at the first corner, and it seems like it. Whoa! Ryuzaki took the inside. The ghost's grip slipped out. Ryu's in the lead now. Come on! I'm fully up now, pacing around the room. My body is too preoccupied to even remember I had a fever or a headache at all. All I know is that Ryu is in the lead. The sound of engines being pushed to the limits. The tires screech in every corner. The whistle of turbos. Checkpoint 5. The long straight. Seems like the ghost is trying to catch up right before the tunnel. They're side by side. It's just before the tunnel. They have a few hundred meters left. The tunnel is only wide enough for one car, though. They'll both be crushing the side of their cars. What the hell is that guy thinking? Is he pressuring Ryu to brake? Come on, Ryu, call his bluff. I'm sure he'll brake. The ghost is not braking. They both plan to head into the tunnel side by side. Get crash crews ready. My heart sinks at the thought. No shot. They're not going to. And they're both in the tunnel. Checkpoint 6. Keep an eye out. Did they crash? Please, no. God, come on, 6. Tell me they're good. I see them. This is checkpoint 6. I see them. They're out of the tunnel, and it looks like they'll reach the end line together. Repeat, they're out of the tunnel. They reach the finish line together. We'll have another round. Yes! I instinctively punch the air from the adrenaline, and then my body feels heavy, falling in. Oh, sorry. I instinctively uppercut the air from the adrenaline, and then my body feels heavy, falling onto the mattress of my bed. Guess the race took its toll. Chapter 4. The Choice. Ryu's been driving the car for a while now. Said that he wanted to bring me somewhere or show me something. The sun setting behind casts a golden hue to the sky. It's a quiet drive like usual, but it's the first time I've had the chance to talk to him after his loss against the ghost. I think I stared at him for too long. His gaze glances over to me. I shy away, worried I look too weird. Lucy, he starts off. I'm not gonna race anymore. What? I jump up and look towards him. Just because you lost? Come on, there's more to racing than just winning. I stop myself from hitting his arms. Do you know why I lost? I second guess myself and wonder if he's actually asking me a proper question. It's because he was a true racer, he goes on. Most people would have braked when they couldn't overtake me. But he knew. He saw that he had just barely enough space, but he trails off. He wanted to win more. He would rather crash than lose. I'm looking at his face, trying to know what he feels about it, to say something that won't offend him. But then he chuckles. Crazy guy. He's going to compete in rally racing. I gave him the idea and the funding. He pauses, glancing over at me with eyes that hide some elaborate idea or mischievous idea. I've had this idea of making my own racing team. I've already had my racers, Tsuki and the ghost, Aki. They both were my 2 racers, the minimum needed for most events, but then you showed up, raced me, then almost beat me. But all of you need a lot of work beforehand though. I shoot him a look and think to myself, what do you mean? But that means I want you to race for me. I'm dumbfounded by the offer. My mind goes blank for a moment. I nervously laugh, which turns into a weird cackle. I realize halfway that weird noises doesn't work as responses. The pressure is immense. The interior of the car feels like the only thing in the world, and I crumble under the pressure. I don't know. I don't know. I trail off. I can feel my heart racing like Ryu did yesterday night. Speaking of which, it's a shame I couldn't come and watch the race. I wish I could have gone. Ryuzaki cuts me off, but you could have. I look at him. Is he irritated? You keep saying that you wish. You seem to regret a lot of things. If you keep letting outside things make choices for you, you will be saying, I wish instead of, I'm glad I did that. Meaning, you'll have more regrets than accomplishments, you know? The air became dead silent, then heavy. He tries to apologize, but I cut him off and sigh. Looking onto the horizon, and then I answer him. I think I've been running away too much, letting things be and hoping they get better. I ran away from the academy because I was too scared to face the fact that I was getting worse and that others was getting better. Almost stopped racing. But then you came along and Tsuki and everything. I can't run away from this. It's a part of me. I take a deep breath, compose myself, and say, I want to try race again. I want to try racing again. Ryu, while focusing on driving, gives me a smile. Good. There's a street race happening on the ground at night. I'll drive you through the road they'll use and tell you everything about it. Do you want to race in it? Yes, I say. Prologue. Excitement. I remember now. I get it now. A single word got me here. Yes. Do I like racing? Yes. Do I want to win? Yes. Do I think I can win? I look over to my opponent and their car and I scream and I say to myself, of course. I plant my feet. I place my feet at the clutch and accelerator, stepping on the latter and revving the car, hearing the Wankel's exhaust fill the underground tunnel in its entirety. Through the exhaust sounds, I impossibly hear Ryu saying, she's going to win, with a chuckle. I feel all the fear and all the uneasiness turn into excitement. The guy in the hoodie starts walking to my window. I give him a sign and a thumbs up. I guess they were thinking I was going to quit. Not a chance now. I'm ready. The night is still young. I'm waiting for the lights. Ryu said they start when the hoodie guy turns his flashlight on, like a traffic light. And with a click and boom, like the sun. And with that, my foot presses down fully on the accelerator and I'm off to the races. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed that. This story was inspired by two things, which was Initial D and a game, an indie game, indie racing game called Night Runners. It was quite good, actually. I played it, and I don't know, I just enjoyed it. And the reason why I wanted to write this, I was on a drive, and the person driving was going quite slow. Nodding back to chapter one, they were in the middle lane and just stuck to the speed limit while being strapped, like sandwiched in between two cars, and I didn't really like that. And then I realized that how I ride, I don't drive. I ride a motorcycle. How I ride is, well, riding itself is a different ball game, but I wanna go fast, but not crazy fast. It's not the speed and being fast. It's not the point. It's that search for something that is actually what I'm looking for, and that's what I mean when we get so caught up on following the rules and being a goody two shoes. We just lose out on a lot of things, and some of those things are us, a core part of us. For me, it's this hobby. I'm really into cars and motorcycles and automotive. Maybe I'll share that love and passion someday. But yeah, it's not about going fast and doing all these things, but it's just about enjoying it because that's a part of me. That's like the true part of me. So, well, that's it from me. If you have any sort of thoughts and opinions on how I did the audio, just comment them down below because I do want to get better and so on and so forth. So, good night, take care, see you in the next video.